All right. So today's patron shout out goes to Travis Hodges. Thank you for being a patron. We really appreciate it. It helps, pay the light bill, keep my internet shitty. Liam's mic, crusty. George's laptop, dusty. It
Mhm.
helps. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Maybe hair transplants for Pugga and David. And yeah.
Welcome to the Horror Hour.
So scary.
We all go a little mad. We get you.
You are going to die tonight. It's all for you.
All right, welcome to the Horror Hour, a place we discuss, we debate, we disagree on all things horror. I'm one of the hosts here, Yutaka, and as you can see, I won't be mentioning this movie. And today, we are joined with Chance the Ally. How are you today?
I am good. I'm doing very good. Thank you for having me back on here in celebration of Pride Month. Perfect time to bring me back.
We know our audience. We know
Last
what they
time
want.
was, Black History Month. Now it's Pride Month, so I appreciate it.
Not Chance becoming our token, dude.
I love
Oh man. So Chance, tell people, what have you been up to? Let's just,
Lots of live watch-alongs. Live watch-alongs, which have been fun, but not just with me, but with a lot of you guys. A lot of guests. Yutaka, George has been on there. Pugga, Bridgeco. Jay's like my movie partner. We're always watching movies together. So just a lot of that, which has been fun. It's different than reacting, especially when it's something you've seen before. You just kind of sit
true.
back, relax, and talk with the chat, and everybody just has a good time.
Love that. So today I thought we'd try something. Now, I want to credit them, but I can't remember where I saw it or who does it. But there's another, I think, another journalist or media outlet, but they have like this thing called The Film That Lit Your Fuse. So I can't say that's going to be our title, but instead, I want to know from Chance, what's the film that just got you interested in horror?
Well, that's interesting because it could be, like the first horror film that I saw that really stuck with me, or the one that like really was like, oh, I love this genre. So I'll start with
let's start with the first one you ever saw.
Yeah, first one I can remember very clearly. Evil Dead. It's either one or two. It's hard to tell because they're both kind of story-wise, but I just remember being 4 or 5 and seeing like this white pus stuff coming out of these people the entire movie, and that just stuck with me. Like, that was the first time I was like, what the hell am I watching? But that stuck with me, but as scared as I was also intrigued. So that was just the beginning of me like figuring out what this whole genre is and being introduced to it.
I mean, and then like Sam Raimi has gone on to really put out some really good horror films and sometimes shitty films. Let's just be honest. Let's keep it 100. Let's see here. I can't talk about the first horror film I ever saw. So instead, I'll at least let you know the first film that I remember seeing in theaters. Like, you can only go back so far with like your memories, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the first film that I can remember, and I could even set the stage a little. It was a very popular theater here where I grew up. It was known as the Dollar Theater. It was called like St. Andrew's Cinema, and they only had at the time one screen. And down front, they actually had somebody who played the piano. So he would just sit there and play until like they were ready to show the film.
Did you ever play like the Halloween theme?
I don't remember, but it was just this old man who would just sit there and he would just play the piano. Like it was so unique. And it's just something like growing up, I remember. And I remember suddenly, when it clicks on that, you're like, oh, I can remember things. But it was The Land Before Time.
Oh, really?
That was I mean, I was a child and, my parents were taking the family to the film or like the movies. And so we
Yeah.
went and saw Land Before Time. And that's the first film that I can remember seeing in theaters.
Wow, I can't even. I'm trying to think. Like, what
Y'all,
was
I was like
theaters?
85?
What year was that?
No, 86. So, and the other thing about the Dollar Cinema, that theater would get all the movies after they were done pretty much playing at like the normal theater chains.
Yeah, yeah.
Hence why it
theater
was like
that.
you were only paying $1 for the movie.
We used to go to Dollar Theater all the time too.
So like yeah, that was the first movie I remember seeing in theaters. I don't remember if I cried. I know people talk about crying at that movie, and I can remember why, but I can't remember if I did. That
It's
was
been a
so
long
ago.
time since I've seen that.
Yeah. Good movie though. I don't know
Yes.
why they had to have like 14 sequels. I'm
There's a lot
I'm
of
pretty
sequels.
sure
No,
there's
there is.
14.
There's a lot. I think they're still coming out. Like,
Like
I think
yeah,
within
I
the past
remember
5 years, there's been one.
like working in the video store, like, oh, we got another Land Before Time, and it's getting half the new release wall kind of thing, or half a bay, and it would rent out like crazy. And I'm like, geez, wild. All right, okay. Then let's talk about the horror film that shaped you.
I would probably say, probably why it's my favorite one out of that series is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Because that came out, because even though I saw that one came out around the time, God, what year was that?
Late 80s?
Late 80s. So some of the earlier ones came out before I was born. I was born in 85. So that's the one I really remember like connecting with as a kid. I'm like, oh, this
Okay.
is fun. Freddy's being his funniest without being too funny, like in part, 6 and stuff. But that one really, I think, solidified my taste for horror as like campy horror, fun horror,
Okay.
villains like that, horror icons like that. And that's what really just made Freddy my favorite until this day. That shot where the shot makes no sense in the context of the movie, but where they walk past and then you see the lockers with the slash and it's got the pink or red glow inside with the smoke coming out and stuff. I thought that was the coolest thing, and that image still sticks with me, and I think it's still one of the coolest images, even though I'm like, why is that there? It's not dream. They're not dreaming, but still, like I love that movie so much.
It's actually a really good movie. I like Dream Master. I liked Lisa Wilcox.
Yes.
She was just Alice was actually a badass final girl. She got a little annoying in number 5. Let's just keeping that one real.
Yeah.
But she was really awesome in the 4th one. I rank number 4 pretty high up. Like if I were to rank the series, that's pretty high up there because it's a fun horror film. It is campy, and I do enjoy how Alice ends up getting like powers based on each of her friends that she's unfortunately losing.
Yeah.
And it had a really grotesque death too.
A lot of the effects in that movie were really good. Yeah, that whole Roach Motel scene kill is still like one of my favorite kills of all time. Like there's layers to that whole. It's like a 5-minute kill scene.
Mm-hmm.
Alice is actually going to be the actress. Lisa Wilcox is going to be at the con I'm going to this year. So we'll see if I have the courage to do a meet and greet with her. Get her to sign.
You should do it.
I know.
Who
I'm
else
always
is
nervous.
Are they bringing the whole cast? I know sometimes some of these cons will like bring the whole,
From what I remember, I think I remember there being a lot of like Nightmare 4 cast members and a lot of Friday the 13th Part 7 and 8 cast members as well. Because I believe the actress that plays Tina is going to be there. And then the actress that plays Julius, the guy that gets his head knocked off in Part 8, he's going to be there. A few Jasons and Michaels, I think, are going to be there. They're always there every year. Usually they get like, one of the Michaels or Jasons.
Jesus, I'm pretty sure that's Kane Hodder's job. Like, if he's not at a fest, if he's not there, you're not really at a horror convention.
Right. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited.
Okay, all right.
But what about you? What about the horror movie for you? Do you think
that shaped me? Well, I can't mention one of them because that's also mentioned way too much, and it's not this one. It might happen to be another slasher. But I will say something that really, like, I would say made me fall in love with horror again. Because sometimes I do think there's just sometimes you're like, oh, I want something new, I want something original, or I
Mm-hmm.
just want something that will really kind of just go there. And we do not give enough credit to Drag Me to Hell.
Yes. Yes. I just
That's
saw that for the first time like this year, I think. So
that is a great film. It's shot wonderfully.
yeah,
Alison Lohman is so good in that role. And for once, you got Justin Long not playing a douche.
like a really
That,
nice character, right?
right? It's unbeknown to, like, oh my God, it's we can't believe it. And gosh, and obviously that ending was effed up and so
That ending is
cool.
so perfect.
But also, I felt bad for her character because she was just doing her fucking job.
She was. She really was. Like, she really,
No-
it wasn't like, usually we'll get like a character that did something super shitty, but she was just trying to do her job. She's like, ma'am, I'm sorry. Like, my boss says, I can't. Like,
Like, this was even before, like, like, this was, girl, you weren't paying your bills. I'm sorry.
right? Let's be real. Let's be real now. And then we go to the funeral. You got all these family members, and you tell me none of these people could help you pay your bills.
Right?
There was like 80
come
people
on.
there.
You gonna curse your credit card bill company because you can't, like, what?
It's like, why don't you curse the manager? Like, why me? I'm just working
Yeah.
there.
I was like, what? So, but I mean, and that's why, I think I kind of enjoyed the story too, though, because for once, this villain was actually, to me, was a villain because she's just doing her job. And then she's going through hell because, it's not like she did it with any, she wanted the promotion. I will say that. But that was still kind of like, I don't know, really felt bad. And it had some good scares and some gross out stuff. And I really enjoyed seeing that in theaters. That was a good film. And it just made me like, oh, I love horror,
That scene with the cat. I won't say exactly what happens for those who haven't seen, but that scene. I was like, oh my God, we're going there.
Ooh.
Yeah, that movie's a lot. That's another one where I'm like, this is the kind of horror movie that gets me. Like, the camp, it's still gory, it's still scary at times. Like, the full fun package. Like, I love it. That's a really good one.
Same. All right. Well, talked about the first one you've seen. What shaped you? Ooh,
I'll tell you, because you said like it wasn't a horror movie, but you mentioned like your theater experience.
Yeah.
Remembering that. As far as like good horror movie theater experiences, I will never forget seeing Freddy versus Jason in theater. I don't know how it got overbooked or people were just sneaking in, but it was so packed. That was probably the most packed I've seen at a theater aside from when I went and saw Rush Hour 2. There were people in the row, like sitting. Yeah, Rush Hour 2 just packed, and it was all black people and Asian people. That was the best part about it.
That was the demographic, though.
Yeah, it was. It was lovely. It was great. But Freddy versus Jason, I've never seen a theater so hyped and involved in the movie. People sitting on the rows, like going down the stairs, because I don't know how they oversold.
I can't believe the ushers let them, but okay.
Yeah, it was wild, but people were having so much fun with that movie. Like, it was nice to see a movie that we've all been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for this Freddy versus Jason, and then it delivers. It's funny, it's campy, the kills are great. The whole theater was enjoying it. That's like one of my most memorable, not even just horror theater experiences, but theater experiences in general. Because usually in a movie like that, if it's a lot of people are being loud and rowdy, it might take you out, but it was at the right times, it was perfect. Like, you could tell everybody was just really there to enjoy that movie.
I will say, I can think of honestly, I can think of like 3 theater experiences that were just out of this world. So one, I'll just have, have you seen the movie Sissy?
No, it's on my list though. I've been wanting to watch it for a long time.
That experience was a lot of fun because it was at a festival, so it was not a big theater in a sense. So I think I want to say it was only maybe like 12 rows deep, and I think each row could do like maybe 12 people. Like it's but it was packed. They actually sold out. So that was cool. And everybody was just getting into it. So when there were like gross out scenes, you could hear, because it's such a small theater, you could just hear people go, and it was so good. I love that. I love when I can hear people get grossed out. It's so
or
much
scared
fun.
in general. I love seeing other people jump when I'm in the theater. I'm just
but like the comedy hits and people were just it was a good time. And then another experience at that same festival was going to see The Black Phone.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Yep.
That was one of the most rowdy experiences, which was crazy because one, I think we were all like, we were not expecting some of the comedy that they had in that because it was somewhat funny. Like when that little girl hit that kid upside the head. Oh my God, that was, I was like, she was the heart and soul of that movie in my opinion.
She definitely
like when she like she's like, Jesus, like, and she
when she's telling off the principal, she's like,
oh my God,
stupid tards or whatever she said. I can't remember what she said something. I was like, wow, this kid is on.
And that's why I was just like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Language.
It was hysterical. And this was a bigger theater and it was sold out, but everybody was just getting into it as well. And they were having like this really wonderful time. And it was just so much fun. And it's crazy because like if I watch The Black Phone at home, I still enjoy it, but I'm like, you would see a film like that and I just don't think you would. I don't expect a theater to react like that to that movie. And so it just was a little like crazy and out of pocket to me. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? What?
That's good though. I love it when you can see everyone having fun like that.
Like the director of Sleepwalkers was like 2 rows in front of me. Mick Garris was like right there. And I'm like, oh my God. Wow. And so I just, oh my gosh. And the movie theater experience horror wise, that has just always stuck with me, is when I tell you this movie absolutely scared the shit out of me when I saw it, which is crazy because now when I see it, I'm like, it's not scary at all. It's not. It still holds up for found footage. And that is the Blair Witch.
I was gonna say, was it the Blair Witch?
So let me kind of set this stage too. I was visiting family in LA and they're like, oh, hey, have you seen this? Cause like out there, they heavily promoted it. And I still remember like the commercials, but like the billboards, have you seen them? Like it was crazy. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So me not realizing, like, I didn't know it was fake. News still hadn't really spread about it. And so my cousins took me to this film, and this was a large ass theater. And so people were spread out. It wasn't really packed. And so, like how the light and how grainy. So it's not like it's a dark cinema, but one of the chairs happened to be broke. And the only way that they could get people to not sit in it was cover it in a black trash bag. So it looked like there's some dead body or something just sitting in this chair. And so the entire time we're watching it, I have to keep looking over to make sure it's not moving. And because how the light's going, then like it reflects and changes. So like all of us in the row were like,
kept looking over.
It was insane. So my heart is like beating like this because I've got that and then I've got this. It was crazy. Like even at the end of the movie, not just us, a couple other people came up and we had to like touch the bag to make sure it didn't move.
Not a body in there, right? Well, people don't. At least younger people watching this got to realize that the hype and like the story surrounding this movie when it came out was crazy. Like
you're never gonna get marketing like that.
No, yeah, they were billing it like it was a real experience that they caught on camera, and they were showing this movie. Like, we found this found footage tape, and we're gonna show it to you in theaters, exclusive. Like they were billing it as that. So I remember like people freaking out and being scared, like this is actually real and all that. So yeah, I unfortunately didn't get to see it until after all of that died down, so it didn't really hit, but I could only imagine how
And I mean, truthfully, you go into that not knowing, and even after you see it, you're still like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Like, it is, when they finally said, hey, no, they are actors. Here you go. Here they are. And people are like, what? Because, I mean, it was that marketing campaign alone to what really, truly helped sell that movie. The movie is still good. I still think it holds up. But I don't think it's, now once you kind of see it, and I don't think that's like a movie if you don't see in either like a theater or like pit, like you need to be in a setting and it's still very effective. But if I'm sitting here like in my living room and it's still light out, it's not gonna have the same effect kind of thing.
Hit, yeah.
But I remember that, and I'm waiting to this day. I want a movie to have a really crazy marketing campaign, but it's so hard because social media. So how do you do that? I mean, the only way now you'd have same thing what they kind of did back then, which studios won't really bet on. You've got to get a cast of unknowns.
Well, not only that, I've been loving the certain marketing they do with movies, like what they did with Megan. What they did, even though the movie didn't do good, it wasn't good. The new Strangers, like with people showing up, like dressed up at people's houses like that.
Now, would you not really lose? Cool. I would shit myself.
Yes.
Hugga's gonna clip that. But no, seriously, if I walked, by my bay window and there's just good old man with the axe standing there, first off, I'd be like, I bet it's heavy. But then be like, oh my God. Hey,
that axe.
Right? I know where you can split me, kind of thing. Like, I would freak. Or like Smile. Smile had a good one where all those people were like showing up at like sports events and just standing there. Again, good marketing. But that trailer was dumb because it gave away one of its best scares.
It did. That was
stupid.
It still was. It was fun seeing people react to that jump scare in the trailers. Like when you go to the movie theaters and they play that trailer. I remember like everyone in the
okay, that's true.
And I guess it does build hype, but still, I wish it would have been nice because I remember when I reacted to that, and it didn't get me at all. And I'm like, I knew that was coming, but
I hope Smile 2 does better than Smile, in my opinion, because Smile 2 was Smile. I think the trailer kind of ruined the movie, but also that movie became so predictable. And I was really bummed by that because in terms of it just felt like you could just see and I've said this before, but you could see the beats of the film. Like you could see it would go bump, 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 scare, bump, 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 scare, bump, bump. Like there was no break from this pattern. And because you had this pattern, it was just like, to me, it rendered it useless. However, I still have to, the sound design was really fucking good.
That movie made me jump a lot. Yes.
The sound design was so good. And the camera work. There are things I still love about it, and I'm hoping...
And the performances, too.
Oh, yeah. How do you say her name? Is it... Sosie?
I know. It's always...
Kevin Bacon's daughter. We'll just say that.
Kevin Bacon's daughter.
She was really good. She did a fantastic job. So again, there are some really great things about it, but then there are some that I was just left a little like, meh.
Might be some script issues that they can probably punch up and clear out for the sequel, hopefully, now that they know what works and
what doesn't.
Yeah.
Just don't give it away like that in the trailer. But I do love, like you said, I love crazy marketing campaigns because that to me, I think if you do it well, it's going to help your movie. So as you said, The Strangers, that movie, as much as people are dogging on it, and I'll dog on it too.
It did make its money, didn't it?
It's already made it. Yeah, it made its money opening weekend.
Yeah.
They don't care. They are laughing to the bank.
Right. We're good now.
I think it's going to hit third. I think they all said it's the highest grossing one in the franchise now.
Well, see, the thing I I think the problem. I mean, not to go off. We always go off rails here, but
We do.
I think the whole problem with that is everything that I haven't seen it, but everything that I've seen people say is like it's an exact remake of the first one, just not as good, which is what really brings it down. So it's gonna have to find its legs in the sequels.
Yeah.
If they already shot it, it's gonna. I feel like if they didn't try and recreate the first one and they just went with a totally different way at first, it probably would have did better. But the fact that
No,
you tried to remake a movie that was already really good and then you made it worse.
Okay, so here's where they failed, in my opinion. It just wasn't scary. That
Yeah.
was the problem. Like, all the goodness about, like, I think it's not like it was a shot-for-shot remake, but it was pretty much like trying to do the original. Okay, but then you've got to embody that, like, that uneasy tone, something always off in the corner of your eye you can't see, and then bam, it's there, kind of thing. But just like the slow creep or the slow like in focus shot, like there were so many things they could have done, and it worked to me. I will say Madeline's performance though was great.
I think this will be my first time seeing this actress, but it seems she's been in a lot of other stuff. It seems like
Riverdale.
Okay, because a lot of people seem to be.
She did good. Like, she really, really did good. So I am like full on, okay. All right. But I agree. The sequels are going to have to really up its game. The other, you mentioned Megan. Can we talk about, I remember they were talking with the director and somebody told her, like, look, I think if you put this in their movie, you're going to get the gays. And if you get the gays, you've got a hit. It is so true, because when that trailer came out, us gays were gagging. All right? We're like, we're going to see it. Megan is our ally. We are seeing this. And
seeing everybody's reaction to that dance scene in the trailer, like that set the tone for the movie. Everybody's like, okay, I know what I'm going to see. And I'm ready to see it.
Movie, but hard out. But it was very well written. Like, it was funny. I thought the script was great. I just wanted more horror.
I think that's another one that might have a sequel that surpasses it.
I hope so. I really do.
I feel like
and we're gonna put the unrated version on Peacock, and that was
do it from the start.
Yeah.
But I don't know now that they should be able to see and be like, rated R movies make money.
They would have made more money, in my opinion, because that was everyone's biggest complaint leaving it. I think the reason, though, like it just depends, because PG-13, though, you've got a wider audience base.
Yes.
But rated R, you probably could have gotten. I think if they would have went the rated R, I don't know if it would have been as successful, but I think people would have revered it better.
Yes. It would have been received better, and probably more people excited for the sequel. I mean, everyone still seems to be excited for me, but
it got pushed.
Is it because of strike from last year?
There's another movie they're releasing. I think everything kind of got moved with Blumhouse, because I don't think they expected Five Nights at Freddy's to blow up like it did. Even though
that game is it's got a fan base, like
it does, but
it's an easy premise to sell, so
I can't. It's not a movie I'm going to go back and rewatch.
I enjoyed it, but I don't know, like, if I'm eager to be like, I want to go back and rewatch it.
I'll watch the sequel though. I would, because if Matthew Lillard's in it, I'm happy for you. Really. So those would be my theater experiences. Mm-hmm. Do you have any other theater experiences?
I'm trying to think. Like I said, not horror, but the Rush Hour 2 one was it was good and bad. It was good because it was packed. Everybody was laughing, but everybody was laughing so hard. Mm-hmm. And that movie has so many like back-to-back jokes that I missed a lot of the jokes. Like, I had to go back and see it. I remember being like, okay, I got to go see this at like night, because it was Friday, like at 7 p.m. at the mall. Yeah. And it was at the mall, Mall of America. So like, it was.
Never been there.
Yeah, super packed. But I had to go see it again like during the day. So I was like, there's a lot of jokes I missed. But that was fun. I'm trying to think like another horror one.
It always
remember
helps when the audience is like in on it. Like
Yeah.
they're invested, because that can make a movie. So like if I saw In a Violent Nature with a packed house and everybody was like really getting into it, and like I'm not worried how they'll react to the kills, because bravo. But if people were really getting into it and getting scared, and I could see that, and then that would like bring the room's tone down, I would totally be like, a theater experience can really change how you look at a movie, in my opinion.
It really can. It definitely can.
Like if the theater is bored, oof.
And that's why when they do these screenings, like fan event screening, that's why they have like they do all these cool things, and like you got drinks and food, and you get to talk to the director or the writer or actors that are up there, because they know the experience makes it that much. But I've seen people do reviews and be like, I think I loved it, but I don't know if it was because of the experience or because the movie was actually good. Like
it's true, and so sometimes it's hard, but like you can't honestly, you can't knock it, and that's one thing I will say. Going to press screenings, it's not the same, because it could be like a theater of like 10 of us.
Yeah.
Like when I went to see Scream 5, there was 6 of us in the theater.
Oh, really?
And nobody was really talking. And I mean that because Scream 5 has some jokes, right?
Yeah.
There's some good jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was laughing, but nobody else was laughing. And then I started to feel bad. I was like, am I going to get in trouble for laughing?
I hate that, because I'm like, I don't want to.
No, I'm going to enjoy the movie.
That was me. I feel like that was me watching, the only like mid 30-year-old watching Bodies in the theater. There's a bunch of teenagers, and I'm the only one that's like legit cracking up at Rachel's.
Oh, Rachel Sennett. Okay, guys, hot take, but I hated Bodies, except for her performance.
Oh my god, she was so good at that.
so funny. That whole scene, she's like, but your parents are upper middle class. I'm like, oh my god, I cannot with her. I cannot.
I was dying, and I feel like everybody else was just like not into it. But like you said, the black phone, I do remember seeing the black phone in theater. I was also by myself, and I remember there being like this tough looking guy by himself. And like he wasn't really saying much. He was just kind of there. And I remember that jump scare scene, jump scare scene when she's on the bike. I've never seen a big dude jump so much and be like his popcorn flew up and everything. And
oh my god, y'all don't understand how great it is to see that if you're in a theater and you see somebody get that scared. It's an experience, because it makes me laugh. And it.
Because I jumped too, but I kind of looked over. He looked.
Dude,
at
you
me
jump at everything. There could be a fly that lands, and you be like, "Oh my
god!"
god,
a scary one though.
It is. No. I wish I could get it's very rare that a movie gets me to jump. It just truly is. I'm not one of those that does that. Like same thing. It's very rare that a movie gets me to cry. It doesn't mean I don't love it or anything. It's just like I can kind of I see it's coming, but it still doesn't make me like I'll appreciate it. But I do love, so that's why I love seeing when people jump. Like, it's one of the funniest things. Well, but it's also like they enjoy the movie, and I'm like, oh, I love that.
I've noticed when doing these reactions, it really, a lot of it, at least for me, depends on the sound design.
Yes.
The volume, because I've watched movies where it's like the sound is muffled, and I won't jump at all during the movie. But if it's like remastered and the sound is really good, like every little jump scare technique that they throw in a movie is getting me. And this just happened with 30 Days of Night that I did a reaction to.
Well, and I think part of it too is because you're also watching it, but like when you have like noise, these things, I will tell you, like, and that's why, can I tell you when they sent out the Skinamarink screeners, are like, you got to listen to it. Like they told us, like, put yourself in this environment. And I did. I had my headphones on. I had all the lights off. I had my laptop on my chest and like right in front of my face. So nothing so I was in the environment.
Fully immersed. Yeah.
Fully immersed. And I
got
still
like a
hated
black
it.
tent around you.
Yeah. But I totally get that though, because there are times where I have I don't think anybody jumped at, did you put your Abigail reaction out yet? Oh
yeah. It's blocked though.
I
I got blocked for like the 8th time. I'm like, I give up.
But I jumped twice at that film because when I was watching it, I had,
Mm-hmm. And the sound design's good in that movie too.
really like, that would be one. But can we just get a sequel? Like,
I was gonna say, can we just talk about that dance scene with Catherine Newton? Oh, I love that scene.
Oh my god, I love it. Everyone.
And the thing I hate most about it is that I can't really see, even I couldn't put it in my reaction. You can't see everyone's full reaction. Yeah, because the music. So everyone has to like find a way to cut around it. I'm like, oh.
Because I love when she also like does this.
Yes. Yeah, that little
I love that
walking
scene.
down doing that.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so good. That was such a good one. Such a good one.
I got one other one as far as like horror movies that kind of shake me. Big ones.
Go ahead. I've got a question.
Mine is Child's Play 2. Because that one came out.
Is that 87, 88?
Well, the first one came out 89.
Oh.
So this would have been 90 or 91. Yeah, so I was about 6 years old. So I remember it came out on VHS. And I've been watching horror movies for 2 years at this point. And my mom rented it. And she had to run somewhere. She's like, here, I'm just going to throw on the new Chucky for you. You know, I'll be right back. I think she's running down the street. And I'm home alone, 6 years old, watching Child's Play 2, shitting myself. Like, not literally, but like I am like on the couch, like because the couch was against the window, like a wall where like there's a big window, and I am just constantly looking outside. I have the blinds open, and I'm holding onto the couch. And I remember being traumatized by that movie. But it's funny because all the movies that I feel like traumatized me as a kid, I grew up to love as my favorite movies, like Evil Dead. You know, the Nightmare.
I don't say that about The Exorcist.
Child's Play 2.
Well, I mean, it's a great movie, but
yeah, I feel like that one I saw a lot later. Like I was a teenager by the time I saw that.
Trauma. If you ever want to see me cower, that I won't watch it. I've only watched it like 3 times. I don't need to watch it a 4th. What is actually the scariest film you've ever watched?
Well, because there's 2 kind of different scares for me. There's like the ones that make me jump, and there's the movies that
I want to know the one
sit with me after the movie.
Mm-hmm. I want to know the one that like you could feel your body temperature drop as you were watching it.
For me, it's more of it was more after the movie. I don't find it like this scary anymore. But when The Ring came out, me and all my friends went to see it, and it was scary. You know, yeah, it was scary. I
know what you mean when
But afterwards, you know, my friend had a sleepover. We went over to his house. This is my Vietnamese friend, and he started telling me about all these Vietnamese ghost stories. And we're down in his basement.
Nasty ghost stories.
Yes, and I had to sleep in his basement by myself at night. And there's like all these different trinkets and stuff down there. And I'm just
setting your ass up.
Yeah, I just remember like, but I remember like all of us, even before that, like when we got back to the house, we just kind of sat there in silence for like a minute. We were all just like, wow, that's some scary stuff. Like, and then we didn't even see the original yet. Like the original was way, way better. But
I mean, it was a good remake.
It was still a good remake.
But I totally get that because, when I left the ring, I remember leaving the theater and all of us as friends were like, we weren't scared, but we're like, God, we were really creeped the out. Yeah. Like, it got under my skin. I was like, there's just like something in the back of your like head just like scratching. Like, because there was just, I totally get it. That's a good one. I would say for me, because as you put, like, sound design goes a long way in horror, in my opinion.
It does.
Sinister was a nasty fucking film.
That's actually, that one did hit.
Nasty. I say, like, and I had to, like, block out my date I was with, because I found out he didn't like horror films, and we were going to see a horror film, so I was like, well, this is not going well. And I realized that he doesn't like horror films because he's like you, Chance. He jumps, but he takes it to an 11. And I say that because he has a high-pitched scream And everybody, like the first couple of times, people in theater were laughing at him, and even I was low key. And then I
like, oh, this is gonna be good.
and then I had to block it out because it happened so much in that film because of the sound design. And I was like, I'm not gonna let him ruin my experience. So I literally was like, I mental blocked him out because by the end of it, the dude was like shaking and almost crying because he sat through it. And I was like, this is definitely not gonna work out. I was like, so nice to meet you. No, so nice. You know,
start a YouTube channel.
But Sinister was, I mean, I think it was a good story.
Yeah.
And even like sometimes it didn't need to show you the kills, like it just the lead up. Cause you know, like when they pulled him into the pool or the lawnmower.
Ugh.
Oh my God. It was just so good. So effing good. That movie still, gets
What year did that come out? Was that
17, 18? No. I'm thinking way too late. Hold on.
I think it was 13.
Yeah.
2012. This was about a year before I met my wife. So before I had kids. After rewatching this, after you have kids, is even way scarier and hits a lot harder. Because now, like, especially because my daughter, because she likes watching horror stuff, and there'll be times where she's trying to scare me and stuff. Be like, I was talking to, the spirit in my room, and I'm like, listen, we don't play that shit. Playing around. And the damn spirits near you talking to you. I cut that shit out and move out. But yeah,
That's
now
hateful.
it's like, I'm like, what if some spirit tried to get my kids and like get them to kill me? I wake up, I'm like, I have nightmares of me waking up duct tape with my kids standing there with knives and stuff, standing over my body. Like, are you ready to join them? Like, no. That movie when you have kids is ugh. I don't like it.
Well,
the second one wasn't as good.
Oh no, we don't talk about the second one. Yeah. It was a choice that they made. It's a guilty pleasure that I'll watch, but I know as I'm looking at it, it's not good. Like, here's another actress who cannot catch a break. Shannon Sossamon.
Was she in the second one?
Mm-hmm. She was the mom.
I don't remember the second one too much, sorry.
She's been in
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, I like her. I like her a lot, actually.
She's in one of the worst rated horror films of all time, which is one of my favorites, and that's one.
Yeah, she was in 40 Days and 40 Nights. I used to love watching that movie.
But she just can't get. Ooh,
what's this movie, Devour, with Jensen Ackles?
It's not good. Oh my God, Dominique Swain's in that? I forgot about her. She used to be like the indie girl, y'all. Y'all don't realize she was like, everybody wanted her. She was hot. I mean, she still is, actually. She's aged very nicely.
Oh, she was in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Have you seen that movie? I was just about to ask if you've seen this movie because, okay, y'all, since it's Pride Month, I'm just going to tell you, it's not my favorite queer film of all time, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is one of the funniest queer films. And it's not even because there's not a huge queer storyline. It's just the queer character is played by Val Kilmer, and he is so funny. And him and like Robert Downey Jr. just batting off each other like lions. It's so good. So good.
Maybe I'll do that as we could do that as like a non-horror watch this month on the Discord, because that's a movie either I have seen
I own it too.
Nothing, or I haven't seen it. So
oh my God,
it's going to watch that.
Oh my God, it is.
I like Shane Black, so
it's so good. It really is. And Michelle Monaghan's in it. Love her.
You know what else I haven't seen that a lot of people seem to love is The Other Guys. Or not The Other Guys. The good guys. What is it called?
Nice Guys.
Nice Guys.
Shut up. You've never seen that?
No.
Oh.
But people always say it's really funny.
Oh my God. Stop it right now.
Yeah, I've never seen the Nice Guys.
Okay. Can we split this, guys? This is how we do deals. No. Can we do one on yours and one on ours? It's fine that it's not horror because it's queer.
Yeah.
Well, Nice Guys isn't queer, so maybe we'll do Kiss Kiss Bang Bang on ours and Nice Guys on yours.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Oh my God.
Now I'm excited.
You
to
don't
watch
know
it.
how much I love The Nice Guys. I saw that in theaters, and can I tell you, I literally, after I got out of this, I was like, this is going to be a box office hit. It was not. It was a bomb. I also left it thinking, I was like, whoa, maybe this could be a new franchise. It didn't. But I will tell you, The Nice Guys is one of the coolest and funniest fucking films out there.
I
Like,
see
it's
a lot. Like it did maybe not done well, but a lot of people seem to.
oh, they love
put
it.
up
The
as, like,
people
really
who have
good,
seen
yeah.
it, it's just people haven't seen it. That's what sucks.
Because they're both Shane Black, right?
They
At least
are.
written by. I don't know if he directed both, but wrote both
Let's
of
see
them.
here. He wrote both. And then he directed both, actually.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, have a little Shane Black.
Oh,
Cool.
I forgot he did The Predator. Was this the one that people didn't
Black?
like? Yeah.
Yeah, he did do that one. He also wrote.
Oh,
one of
yeah,
the
that was
Lethal
a bad
Weapons.
one.
Did he write all the Lethal Weapons, or was it just one of them? I think it was all.
Oh,
of
did
them.
he?
Yeah.
Guys. Oh, yeah. Holy shit, he did. Oh my god, he wrote The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yes.
Oh,
Love that movie.
Oh shit, and he wrote Monster Squad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You want to talk about a movie that shaped me? Monster Squad.
That's true. You did
Wolfman's
mention
got
that when we watched
nards.
that. You showed me that movie for the first
I
time. on
know. And you know what's crazy? That movie probably nowadays would be rated R.
here. Yes. Yes. Or at least PG. Because what was it?
No, it's
PG, wasn't it?
PG-13.
Oh, it was
So,
PG-13. Okay.
oh my god, that is crazy and wild. What a great way to end.
And that's why I
Um,
was excited for the new Strangers, because Rennie Harlan I liked Rennie Harlan did Long Kiss Goodnight. He did my
Oh, he
favorite
did.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4.
Mhm.
He's done another couple good. I know he doesn't have like the best track record, but he's
does
made
not.
when he hits, he hits. And when he misses, he misses. So that's why I was like, it could either be good or bad, and apparently it's a miss.
That's actually very true. He is definitely a hit or miss dude.
Yeah.
He actually produced one of the biggest box office bombs of all time, too.
Which one was that?
Cutthroat Island.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be what's that weird movie with John Travolta?
That Scientology
I've never
sci-fi movie.
Was it Scientology? I didn't know that, but it was
yeah,
like
Battle Earth.
I keep wanting to say Battlestar Galactica, but that's some other shit.
I remember when that came out and I was working at the video store and I watched that. It is one of the worst films I have ever
Didn't it
seen.
bomb super hard?
Oh yeah. And they
That and
really
Waterworld, was it too?
Waterworld, I think, is actually the biggest. I think at
Yeah.
the time Cutthroat Island was, and then Waterworld's like, hold my beer. But Cutthroat Island actually kind of sidelined people's careers for a while because it was
Really?
yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't know if I
forgot
heard of
how
that
much
movie.
money they spent on it. But because this came out in 95 and this was like one of the biggest budgets at the time. But it was supposed to be like this summer huge hit, and it has Gina Davis, Matthew
Gina Davis,
Modine,
yeah.
Frank Langella. I don't think anybody else that's really big. And it was
How is
supposed
it,
to
though,
be
the
like
movie
this.
itself?
How is it?
Yeah. Is it like
It's a
bad,
movie. It's not bad.
Is it like bad, where it's just like budget was too
I
big
think
for
it's
what
set
it
the.
is?
Let me put it this way: it set the groundwork for Pirates of the Caribbean. That's what I think. Like when I'm
Okay.
watching the trailer right now, and I'm like, this is total like if Pirates of the Caribbean were made in the 90s, this would be it. Now, this also had a shitty script, but it did really have some fun action, and I love Gina Davis. But they had
Yeah.
ship battles, like so. It had promise, but it was so hated on by critics, and then the box office said no. No.
You
And
get $0.
yeah, so it like the fact that people walked away from that, it's rough. Oh shit, Rennie Harlan was an exec. We're going down this rabbit hole. Also, Mindhunters. Have you seen that movie?
The movie, no. I'm thinking of the TV show.
You've never seen Mindhunters?
Wait. Oh, yeah. That's the one with Ello, right?
Yeah.
And
Val Kilmer, Christian Slater.
Christian Slater. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Have you seen
Val
it?
Kilmer was in that. Yeah, I have seen
Okay.
Mindhunters. Not in a
Oh,
long time though.
It's gonna be
Like-
real mad. I was like, that's gonna have to be on our list.
I mean, I haven't
Because
seen
we
it
got to
since,
get back to
like,
having you on this
came
channel
out.
watching movies.
I know it's been a while.
Are you watching The Boys on your channel?
I was just gonna do it on Discord. So if you're gonna do it on here, I'll join you for it. What days does it come out?
Thursdays.
Thursdays. Yeah. As long as we do it at night, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I'll even stay up late for that.
Yeah, because I'm excited, and we watched Gen V. We've watched the setup together for this season.
We have to do it.
So
yes.
So we know what's coming with the virus and all that stuff, and how that's gonna play into this season.
You know what?
Gen V.
Let's do that. Let's plan that.
Yeah.
This is going to be, if you're listening, this is going to be for members and patrons. I'll extend it to both because Chance and I used to watch a whole ton of TV shows, and I want to get back into that. And we did. We had a blast with Gen V.
Yes, that was good.
So I will commit to staying up late, and we can watch The Boys.
And it most likely won't have to be too late. It just depends. I work.
Well, the
latest
first
I work
day it's
till
going to
is
be.
8
Aren't they
p.m.
dropping 3 episodes the first day?
Really?
That's what they did last season. They dropped the first 3
they
episodes,
did.
and then it goes weekly.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll
The
stay up
Boys,
and watch
though.
all 3.
Right,
Are you kidding
right.
me?
It's the
Like,
Boys,
there's
so I'm
no
gonna-
way
I'm
because
gonna-
I
You know
really
they're gonna
we
be
should.
cliffhangers at the end. And
You know they're gonna do that, and we're gonna be so
what
pissed.
happens next."
Yeah. All right. Well, before we go, Chance, where can they find you?
At the same name under right there, Chance's House of Horror on YouTube. I think it's the same on Twitter and Instagram, which I never really post on, but yeah, YouTube channel Chance's House of Horror. We cover anything horror. I react to any and everything all horror, so it doesn't matter if it's old, new, low budget, high budget, bad, good.
So, do the YouTube things. Make sure you comment about your theater experiences, the movies that shaped you, the horror that shaped you.
I feel like
your
we covered
favorite
like
scary
3
movie.
different
We
topics.
covered so much. Comment down below all those things. I want to see. I actually want to know a lot of you. I want to know the first horror film you ever saw. And then I want to know the best. Actually, tell us the worst theater experience you've ever had, because I could go into
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And so again, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we put out new content. We also have a Patreon, early access. We do after hours, some live streams, and then we also do members on the YouTube channel because I am watching Twin Peaks currently. Sounds like we're going to be doing The Boys.
Yes.
And occasionally we also do movies as well and community game night. So check us out there. But thanks for joining, Chance, and to everyone else. Bye.
Bye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.